Now, interest rates. Now, interest rates, let me start with a very simple thought. Think about your own life for a moment. आपके खुद के जिंदगी के बारे में सोचो. When taking a loan feels cheap, जब आप लोन लेने गए हो, हाउसिंग लोन और ए व्हीकल लोन और ए पर्सनल लोन, when taking a loan feels cheap, what do people usually do? Do they borrow more? They upgrade lifestyle? And they buy homes, cars, expand businesses? What do they do? बताओ तो. जब आप लोन लेने गए हो and taking a loan actually feels little cheap, what do you end up doing? You borrow more, you upgrade your lifestyle, or you end up buying bigger houses, cars, or expand businesses. Okay. Now let's flip it. When EMIs start feeling heavy, what happens at that time? Do people delay decisions? Do they cut down the spending, or they become cautious? क्या exactly होता है? Okay. All right. So let me ask you this: what exactly changed in those situations? में change? Is it the person or is it the need? क्या चेंज हुआ? पर्सन अलग था कि जरूरत अलग थी? No. The only thing that changed, as Karthikeyan writes, correct, was the cost of money. Nothing else changed. And that is what interest rates really are. Not just a number you hear in news, not just something that affects our EMIs. Interest rates quietly control our behavior. They decide when people spend, correct? When should businesses expand? When should the economy start to grow? And when it slows down. Now think one step deeper, अंदर चलते हैं. If this one factor can influence lakhs of consumers, thousands of businesses, and the entire economy, then who controls it? And more importantly, how does that control flow into the markets? Because the truth is, markets don't move randomly. They respond to how money flows into the system. So today's session is about simplifying that completely. Understanding interest rate not as a concept, but as a force that shapes everything around you. Because once you see that clearly, and you start, you stop guessing and you start understanding how the system actually works. All right? So on that note, let us jump into this session and let's see what's there in the presentation deck. Give me a minute and I'm going to share my deck and we will get started. Interest rates is actually the steering wheel of the economy. Can you please confirm that you can all see my slide deck? ठीक है ना? अर्पित गोयल दिख रहा है ना? बीरेंद्र जैन, विश्वनाथ, चैतन्य, हौसला मोरिया. ओके, परफेक्ट. देखो, most people think that the interest rate is just an EMI. EMI or a loan call, that is a micro level view. In reality, interest rate is the price of money. It is the cost of money. हर एक चीज के तो कीमत होता है ना. ये पैसे का कीमत है. आपको अगर पैसा चाहिए तो आपको उसके बदले में इंटरेस्ट रेट्स देना पड़ेगा. इंटरेस्ट रेट इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ मनी, इट इज द प्राइस ऑफ मनी, एंड इट इज ऑल कनेक्टेड. ये जो राइट हैंड साइड का देखिए, इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ, एसेट प्राइसेस, मॉर्गेज, बिजनेस लोन्स, inflation, liquidity injection, bond yields, investment capital, all of these things are all interconnected with each other. So there is only one number. The interest rates decide exactly how fast money moves in the system. One number controls the speed of money of the entire economy. It is just one number, interest rates. If it is cheap, if the price of money is cheap, सस्ता हो जाता है, अगर पैसा सस्ता हो जाता है, borrowings will increase, spending will accelerate, growth will rise. But when money becomes expensive, borrowings will reduce, spending will slow down, and growth obviously slows down. Now, RBI is not reacting randomly, because they are the authorities in terms of determining कहाँ पर interest rates होंगे. They do not react randomly. It has one major job, adjusting the system to balance inflation against growth. So inflation को control पे रखना है, economic balance को भी maintain करना है, and all of that they try to do using interest rates. When inflation rises, RBI increases interest rates. Loans become expensive. When loans become expensive, spending reduces, demand cools off. When it is stalling, so growth slows down, RBI again reduces interest rates, loans become cheaper, and then spending increases because economy gets the support it looks for. So there is a loop within which the entire thing functions. The cost of money determines the demand level. The demand level determines price ऊपर जाएगा नीचे. Price ऊपर जाएगा या नीचे determines the inflation metric. And inflation metric के ऊपर cost of money is determined. So there are two parts. एक ऊपर का हिस्सा, एक नीचे का हिस्सा. पैसा अगर सस्ता होता है, money becomes cheap, demand goes up. If demand goes up, prices rise, inflation goes up. The other part, money becomes expensive. Then demand slows down, prices stabilize, and inflation drops. When home loan rates fall, okay, actually क्या होता है? More buyers enter the market because पैसा सस्ता हो जाता है. People have an ability to take a larger loan, buy a larger house, and उनका EMI becomes far more affordable. Suppose salary है 25,000, EMI 25,000 का वेल विद इन, अगर 5,000, 10,000, 12,000 तक भी आता है, लोग घर खरीद लेते हैं. बट वही EMI बढ़ के अगर वही घर खरीदने के लिए EMI 12 की जगह पे अगर 15, 16, 17 पे होगा, लोग शायद नहीं खरीदेंगे. सो व्हेन इंटरेस्ट रेट्स फॉल, मोर बायर्स एंटर द मार्केट, डिमांड गोज अप, प्रॉपर्टी प्राइसेस गोज. व्हेन रेट्स राइज, EMI increase and become very, very painful. Buyer demand falls, property prices stabilize, and so on. Remember, interest rates are not about loans. They are about controlling human behavior. Will you please all remember this single sentence? Interest rates are for controlling human behavior. Controlling collective human beings' demand and controlling inflation. That is why it's so powerful. Can you please write, I get this, in the chat box? Interest rates is not about just fixing loan kitne pe hoga. They are about controlling human behavior, controlling collective demand, and controlling inflation. So, in general, अगर रेट्स बढ़ गया तो मार्केट गिरता है, दैट्स अ वेरी amateurish perspective. RBI ने बढ़ा दिया. So the professional articulation of all of this, where you elevate your language, higher rates reduce demand to put pressure on growth. RBI is tightening to control inflation. Interest rates control how money flows through the entire economy. Once we understand this, you stop seeing markets as a random, you start seeing this as a system. Interest rates do not move randomly. It moves because of a purpose, and that purpose has been designed by RBI. Remember, interest rates is just not a number. It is the steering wheel of the economy. All the best, everyone. Have a fantastic day ahead. And tomorrow, we will move into the second part about interest rates. See you all. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.